Hi, I'm Honey, and welcome to my Day 7 Surviving Mindcrack Island retrospective. So, there is so much intrigue that's heating up right now, and there were some spoilers and surprises that I was like, what? What? That I literally just found out after watching the official Day 6 cut of the Mindcrack Island. And so things that I was wondering about last time are becoming so clear, which changes a little bit of my thoughts of speculation on what happened this time. But not so much changes, it just really clarifies it and makes sense a little bit instead of just, that must have happened. So let's just start at the top. First of all, it was going really, really, really long. I think Good said there was like 13 hours at this point or something. And the plan was to cut a whole day cycle. So basically when we were done with the tribal, we would get back. It would be dawn. We wouldn't have a night to fight through. It'd be like a whole day night cycle. We wouldn't have a night to fight through. Bam, it would be dawn. We would get the tree mail and we would skedaddle into our next day, right? So that would help things move along. Of course, the byproduct of that is some of the only time that we really had to talk to each other was during the camp life. So um, it is now. Well, unless you're dire in the middle of the night, in the middle of fights, you're chucking out books. Oh my goodness! So here we are. We are all gathered. We're divvying up the plots for the day. Okay, well, you fish, and I don't have a pole, so what am I gonna do? And then we see the text after a little while with the Good going, it was dawn a few minutes ago. And it was like, oh yeah, we're not fishing today. We are, sorry, I gotta work on the hot tea. My throat's still a little bit fitzy. We are getting the tree mail and moving on, right? Oh my goodness. So we go, and the first trial of the day is piggy race. It this is straight immunity, right? So there's no reward. We skip that bit. It's just straight immunity. And these piggy rides, I had not ridden a pig yet. This was my first piggy ride ever. And I heard somebody say, I don't really know how to do this. And they're like, you control it with or you use a stick. But the stick gets used up. And so by the time I got on my piggy, and I'm like, I don't want to use up my stick. I was trying to play smart. But all of a sudden, the pig's going that way. And I didn't even realize it for a while that I was facing backwards. So when I thought that the pig was taking me backwards, the pig was actually going straight, but I was backwards. Oh my goodness. It was so silly and so much fun. And it struck me as hilarious at the time. It struck me as hilarious later, and it has been why I have been so pro piggy fights or piggy races ever since. Oh, because it was just marvelous fun, and I will ride on a piggy any chance I can, and every time I do, I just smile. Remembering that first time on the piggy ride with Surviving Mindcrack Island all that time ago. At one point, I got stuck, so I'd never ridden him. I didn't know how to control it. There was no practice run. It was just get in there and yeehaw. It was so much fun. Like in my head, I was like yeehaw, right? I was just riding cowboy. It was so much fun. Good calls out that I was about to be lapped. I'm like, oh no. I am not going to be lapped. I could be last, but I'm not going to be lapped. That is not happening. That is so undignified. I ended up not being last. I think I came in second, actually. So anyway, I was like, no, focus. How are we getting this pig going? Come on, work with me, pig. I know I threatened you. So anyway, you're delicious. Let's go, pig. So we had that whole piggy scene. Now at the tail end of the piggy run, turns out that Desi wins the piggy race, right? So he wins. Fantastic. He wins. He's got immunity. He's a happy camper. He was really bothered by having his name up at one point in the last round. And I'd had my name up several times, but all of a sudden I was like, whoa, who put my name in there? And now he's like, wait a minute. So he's kind of on suspicion mode. He's kind of a little bit defensive. He's really focusing on what did I do to you? Why is my name in there? I should not have been in there, right? Now he only had his name in there like one, but anyway, it was still in there, and I understand because I had my name in there several times. Although I could understand their reasonings for wanting to get rid of me at the time. Except for the first round when Old Man Willikers voted me, I just figured that was a girl thing, right? So anyway, so we have this whole adventure, and as we get off, Dire Wolf, it's like screw books, screw all that. He just kind of ran by me and just went 3-2, and he just like said 3-2. Oh, okay. Now I have expected it to be 3-2 because again, the last one was between um, Brian, who got voted out, and 3-2. And they were both really, really good players. They are both very skilled, well-rounded Minecraft players, right? And so I kind of expected it to be, let's go ahead and take a look at 3-2 and see what we can do. So I wasn't too surprised with that. It's like, yeah, okay, he didn't get immunity. Let's go ahead and vote out another really strong player. And I was good with this. I had nothing against 3-2. I kind of felt bad, like, oh, people are going to think it's because of the creeper thing from the last day. It had nothing to do with that. It was just, that was the call, and I expected it because I'd already kind of waded through my thoughts the last time I went, well, they are both really strong players. They're both really strong players. Let's go ahead and recognize that and vote off another power player. So we go and we get our interviews, and I got spidered, like this place, and we're finally getting rid of all the bugs here. About 2.5 years ago, when we moved in, there were spiders everywhere, and we've been having a battle with coexisting with the spiders ever since. So anyway, yeah, there's kind of some banter about that, and we kind of all talked, and Desi got to have a little bit of relax, and I thought we were all kind of on the same wavelength again. And then we're going down the road home, and Desi just flat out. Now remember, there's no real need for camp life. We all had some food, and it's gonna be night soon. And we basically had a few minutes to go check chests and just gather up stuff. And we ended up stopping dead. Desi flat out said, "I want to know about this book. I want to know about this book. I want to know, he wanted to know my name on the book. What about this book? What up?" Start talking. And he basically had Ron, me, Desi, and 3-2. We're all there. So Dire and Dark were checking chests in the forest. I'm pretty sure they're checking chests in the forest. Seeing the official outlook for our episode cut from day 6, though, also lets me know that Dire and Dark were in a much more communication mode. They weren't. It wasn't just like a quick word here and there. They were actually actively together plotting, which I had suspected but didn't actually know for sure. So they were actively plotting. Yeah, okay, let's start picking out people. Let's be sure Honney's on board. Let's go. And Dire's like, no, she knows. I'm passing the word. So those two are gone. The bookmakers, the crafters, the spy game masterminds are gone. And it's me and Ron. And I know Ron brought up the book. And what I didn't know was Ron told Desi. Ron told Desi. He volunteered the information about the book. And Desi's like, well, I've heard about the book. I don't think Desi knew jack. I think just like 3-2, who said, whoa, this is the first time I've heard about the book. I think Desi and 3-2 were both completely out of the loop as far as any of the book passing goes. And Dire had just kind of felt like, okay, Ron's on my page. He's with us. And in fact, Ron was like, ho, I sense a disturbance in the force, right? I'm feeling like this blue team is going to take us out, red team, one by one. I was red team. I need to protect my Tookus. Totally valid. Do not blame him. Don't get me wrong. Well played. And if I was Ron, I would also be going, it's only a matter of time until they take out me, right? Just like how I felt with Vaughn going, they're plotting against me. The interesting thing is, that's how Desi reacted when he was told about the book, and he wanted to just say, hey, let's get it out here. Tell me. So I'm fighting, skirting a fine line of, there was a book. And I told the truth. Your name never came up on the book. I don't know who voted for you, baby. You know, that wasn't it. He was very defensive about being put on the... Desi was very defensive about being put up on the chopping block. Again, I understand that. We all take the things differently. He was more like, I want to know who did it, how it, you know. He was more like into the mystery of it. Not so much the politicking, but, hey, there's a question. Let's get to the bottom of it, right? So it was really interesting. He just flat out called it. So Ron was kind of like, yeah, and I had no idea. I thought Ron was in the same position I was. It was like, oh, book. But Ron was, you know, he's the one who told Desi. Well played, good sir, right? Oh, no clue. I told y'all, I am not built for the spy game stuff, right? I had no clue. No clue. So I'm trying to be like, yeah, there were some names on there. I can't say the names because I'm looking at 3-2 across the board for me, and I know I'm about to vote 3-2 out. So all of a sudden it's like, and then Dyer and Dark show back up, and it's getting night, so we get to go vote. It's like, ooh, wow, wow. And I understand completely Desi and 3-2 and Ron looking around and going, what the hell is going on here? These three whittled down team, the ragtag blue team, show up, and all of a sudden, red team is disappearing one after another, and right now, it's 6. It's 3v3. And Ron knows that another red's about to go, because he got word as well. So, is it any surprise? We have a tie vote. We go to council, and it comes down to Dire Dwarf and 3-2. So clearly, you know, 3-2's not voting for himself. There you go. It's like, okay, who the heck voted for who? But clearly, Dyer, Dark, and I all voted 3-2. So we have a tie game. So for the tiebreaker, they said, okay, you two stand out. Dyer and 3-2, you don't get to revote. The other 4, go revote. Split down the middle. Right back to red-blue lines. Right back to red-blue lines. I actually, at the time, I pondered, I'm like, is Dark making a move to get Dyer off the server? I actually was like, whoa. Because I thought Ron was like, you know, right on board. And I'm like, is this Dark making a move? Is this, is this Dyer, you know, maybe assuming a little too much with Ron? Is this, because I know that Ron told me that Dyer had approached him and it showed him a book. And at the time, remember, I thought there were 2 books. I thought Ron saw a book that had Dark Fan's name on it. So I was thinking, okay, maybe Dyer's trying to play Ron and Ron's picking up on the difference. I really genuinely was surprised. And it came down to tie. Ron and Desi voted for Dyer to go. Dark and I voted for 3-2 to go. So bam! TNT spleef. Whoa! That's what it came down to. And of course, Good, before it came down to the whole tie vote, Good calls me out. And you know what? I don't blame him because I was singing like a dang schoolgirl, songbird, whatever. I think I mixed 2 of those phrases together. I was singing like crazy to Sano. But that was the point, right? He was my interviewer. He's asking questions. He's asking pointed questions specifically about, you know, the book and all the things. I know there are cameramen. I know they've seen it be passed around. I'm like, well, yeah, this is what's going on. I can talk to you about this and let you know. Well, Good is like, so let's talk about these. And I referenced Spy Game. Not because it was called a Spy Games or anything, but because that's just in my head. I'm like, I ain't no spy. Ooh, I can see the game circling around me, right? He names the book Spy Games. Ooh, the book has a name. That suddenly gives Dyer and Dark the ability to say, I have not seen a Spy Games book. I don't know what you're talking about. Because they never it wasn't the Spy Games book. That was just my phraseology, right? So they were able to say, I don't know anything about a spy game book. I got some good Clancy or whatever, you know. If you want to read a good spy game book, I got some recommendations. So they played it smooth, cool as cucumbers. Ron got a little bit tangled up. He like, yeah, I saw a bug. No, I didn't see no bug. No, so 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 he was a little bit put in the hot seat, a little bit grilled by Good too, and Good's like, since you have changed your story, son. So it was fantastic. It was fantastic. The drama at the moment was real. Not just the, ooh, this is getting intense. Not just the, whoa, wait, we had a tie? Whoa, wait. You could hear in Dyer's voice when it came down to a tie. I was like, what? Because clearly he had been working this thing and somebody didn't toe the line. So, they had that awesome sweep, the awesome little battle. I gotta say, Dyer played it really well. He played it really well. He was popping those blocks underneath. He made a line in the sand, 3-2 yumped across, and then he's like, bam, 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 bam. No, no. Dyer hustled. He earned that, and that could have gone either way. But it was incredibly awesome to see. It was incredibly impressive. And it was a great idea. It was just like, whoa. And of course, Red Team points out, almost poetic or ironic or interesting. It comes down to red versus blue. And they're referring to red, blue on facing each other, but we all know that the votes are tied. So at this point, I kind of feel like there's this unspoken split again, right? I kind of feel like there's red better stick together, blue's gonna stick together. We have this tentative cohesion that is quickly dissolving down party lines. Very interesting, very interesting. Of course, we are a group of 6, and with 3-2 being voted out, that now makes it 3-2, blue versus red. So in this instance, all of a sudden, the ragtag 3-man blue team come in and are suddenly the majority. Who saw that coming? Not I, not anybody, right? Not anybody. So much drama, so cool. And then 3-2, beautiful, beautiful move at the end. Has this creeper egg, which Ron had dropped down earlier, kind of at the end of the whole book tension conversation on the beach with Desi, and I ended up getting it. I'm like, oh, this is a bad thing to put in my hands. Do not put explosive in my hand. And I tossed it out again, carefully, trying not to throw it, but to just drop it. 3-2 had sucked it up. I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. Bam. 3-2 throws the creeper egg down. Boom! You get this big explosion. He's out. It was fantastic. Fantastic. Bravo to him. He's an excellent player. A really nice guy. Just wow. Just wow. So all the intrigue, all the everything, all the, who did this, who did that? Ron was kind of playing both fields and, kind of being nice with this side and getting that information, but also letting his other teammates know this is what's going on and we need to be aware, and I think we need to take Dyer down. I think we need to take this blue team down a peg because they're gunning for us. Again, I think I would have felt the exact same thing in his position. So, very interesting. Very cool. I hope you guys had fun. Cannot wait for the next one. Bye!